My husband saw me this morning and he says, I love those new garments. I said, look at you talking in old King James language. But you know what? The truth about it is, when I put on this garment, is exactly what I thought. Status change, shift, royalty, kingdom. Many of you are about to put on a new garment and you're never going to be the same, because where God is taking you, it's going to surpass your expectations. Never the same. New beginnings. Now remember, you can't tell everybody, because in a dream that I had, there was a change that was happening with my status. And not everybody that said that they loved me and that were friends with me and that were sitting around with me were happy for me. In fact, it was the opposite. So child of God, remember, in some situations, in some times and seasons, it is better to remain silent about the dream that God has placed in your heart. Nehemiah couldn't tell a soul what God was doing, the plans he put in his heart. Nehemiah had to go solo until it was time to incorporate the divine helpers that would help him to build the wall. So remember, there's a time to be silent and there is a time to speak. Let's talk about it today on Wednesday Wisdom. Good morning. Welcome to Pearls of Eden. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful day, Wednesday Wisdom. And I do have a powerful word that is going to be confirmation for some of you. The Lord has been giving me this dream about star, your star, my star, our star, those who are chosen, beginning to arise. And let me just tell you this. Though you have a dream, though you have a vision, though God has a plan and a purpose for your life, not everybody's going to be excited about that. And the Lord put the story of Joseph in my heart. Joseph was his father's favorite because of him having him at old age. That was Rachel's son, whom he loved dearly. And she had gone on to be with the Lord. So Joseph was someone that had, his father's heart. And his brothers were jealous, even though Joseph loved them and I'm sure, valued them. They were jealous of the position that Joseph garnered with his father. And child of God, some people are jealous, sadly, of the position that you have garnered in the Father's heart. Now, I have said this before, that our Father is no respecter of persons, but he is respecter of those who do his word. Don't be deceived. Now, when God puts a dream in your heart and you're on the rise, you're excited, right? I was so excited about the dream that God gave me, but he said, don't you go on that camera. Don't you go around telling people the dream that I have given you. Just wait. Be quiet. This is confirmation for some of you. It's time to be silent about the dream that God has given you. But yes, there is a status change. Yes, your star is rising. But like Joseph, we have to be careful not to go and tell the people that are closest to us that we think would be so happy for us, our dream, because those are the ones that sometimes, sad to say, will be the ones that will hate, will be envious, will be jealous, but nevertheless, they can't stop the plan of God. They may even be involved through their evil workings to elevate you. So rejection is hard, isn't it? Rejection doesn't feel good when it comes from the place where you expect to gain love. Well, it doesn't always happen. But fear not. Don't you get discouraged, because again, there is a status change. Another word the Lord put in my heart was this, is that when the student surpasses the teacher. In this season, many of you have been working hard for years. You've been working hard in your businesses. You've been working away. You've been studying. You've been doing your best. God's hand has been upon you and he never left you. But there's a time and a season for everything. And we're going into season. There is something that is so strange about how God operates. In famine, when there's a problem, that's an opportunity for God to elevate you. When the things of this world seem to be going down, the Father says, no, for you there is a lifting up. And I keep saying this, but as the people say there's a casting down, we are to say no. There's a lifting up, because God is aligning and positioning his people. What did I tell you? 2024, the face of the lion and the man, and it represents authority, power, dominion. You're going to see men and women of God that are not walking like average men and women. They are going to be walking in boldness, authority, power, demonstration of the word. We're going to be elevated in positions where we can make changes and shifts for the better. Righteousness is going to be seen in the land 2024. Let's get ready. So I wanted to talk to you again about rejection. The Lord talked to me about Nazareth. Does anything good come out of Nazareth? That was the question that Nathanael had. And the question was, of course, yes. Some of you are looking at your background. You're looking at your family history, and people are like, oh my gosh, they're so surprised. How could that come out of this? Samuel had this riddle. What could come out of something that was dead? Unsuspected, right? Strong. He had bees and honey, of course, something sweet, but no one ever would have suspected that. And that's how it is for those who God uses often. He likes to use the things that confound the wise, right? Where people would have never suspected that something could come so great, full of God. And that was Jesus. He came out of Nazareth, basically came out of the ghetto. People are looking for him to come from this place of nobility, but he came out of the despised. And I want to tell you, child of God, don't feel bad when people reject you and they don't suspect that anything could come good, could be good, that came out of your situation. Let God use everything. Like I said, some of you come from families that are dysfunctional. Some of you come from very bad situations. Some of you come from environments that people would be like, how did you even survive, right? But yet here you are, testifying of the glory of God. So don't despise your beginnings. The Bible says don't despise small beginnings, right? But look at them with gratitude. And so I'm here to remind you, and I'm here to encourage you, and this is confirmation for so many, well, not so many, there's a few. Okay, let me address that your star is rising, that there is a status change that is happening. All right, I love you all, and you have a beautiful day. Congratulations. Your star is rising, and there's nothing anyone can do about it, but remain silent and remain humble. Remember this, the blessings of the Lord, they make one rich, and they add no sorrow. Get ready. The status change is here.